Hello, everyone. I am Tacet, and today is Gems of War, Tower of Doom, Week 20, Day 6. However, it is also technically Invasions, and that's actually what we're going to be finishing up, because, of course, we were able to get all of Tower of Doom done earlier. However, we still have Invasions to still go do, so make sure if you haven't already been doing that with the guild, definitely make sure to do so. As long as everyone in your guild does Tier 3, you should easily be able to get it done. So yeah, currently right now we are actually near the bottom of our guild with Tier 3, but we haven't done our daily battle, so that will shoot us right back up to being even with pretty much everyone else over there. However, as you can see, if everyone just participates like this, boom, you'll end up getting it done. And we still have some people that haven't done their battles. Obviously, we have some people that did a little bit more, but I believe Tier 3 falls somewhere around like the 100-something area, probably 108 based on the multi-way tie. So it would be that far by today and then a little bit further by tomorrow. And if everyone in your guild does at least that, then boom, you'll get it done. And obviously some people will do more, some people will do less. But overall, as long as everyone does around that point, it should be fine. So let's go get our battles in then, so we can go join all of them. Obviously, we've been still running this team. It's been going pretty good. Double Oak Root, arguably the best invasion troop in the game. So great that we get to use it. Mountain Crusher, Leprechaun, Mana Loop, and that's all we really need. And just keep throwing down Old Man Oak Root. He will one-shot pretty much everything if you're just doing Tier 3. I don't think he'll ever stop one-shotting. Well, it depends what your magic stat is, I guess. But for the most part, he'll pretty much never stop one-shotting if you're just doing Tier 3. Definitely a pretty hefty amount of damage, because not only does he have his normal multiplier, but he also gets the armor tier. So he's doing essentially double the amount of damage of any invasion troop in the game, because he gets an armor tier attached to his hit, which is very devastating, because we basically could just ignore what its armor stat is, and boom, just hit it directly on its HP for potentially 5 times damage if you have it mythicked. So a lot of damage that could end up doing, and even when you're not fully maxed out, it's still a pretty hefty amount of damage that it gets to do. And of course, it has this standard, if you have it fully traded, multiplier against the towers as well, which will one-shot all of them up to Tier 3 as well, except for that 75% reduction tower, because unfortunately we don't have it in Rage. Obviously, you wouldn't run this with Doomsayer, however, we're doing so just for the sake of EXP, and it ends up working out pretty well. But anyways, hello everyone! Hope all of you have been having a wonderful weekend so far. Hello Curtis, hello Humberto, hello Bill, hello Captain, hello Max Weldon, hello Cookie, welcome, welcome. So, let's get some explosion down. We'll get that down, go throw our pokes all over the place. Oh, I should have taken that skull first. If you have a skull, you should always take the skull there. It's like right there. Assuming you're not up against that brown-blue that has 75% reduction. Then you won't take a skull. But no, every other situation you would want to. Also, obviously, if you do see some 75% reductions on the opposing team, you generally want to target those first, just so you can end up doing your skull damage to full capacity. You also, of course, want to aim for Vow Ravens first, so we'll make sure to go take that down. And it shouldn't be able to get full mana there unless he just gets an insane cascade. But should be fine. Just move that over, go kill out the Vow Raven, of course, and throw down on whichever one has higher mana, which apparently is you by only 1 mana, but hey, it's still technically more. I'll get a little bit of Explosion in there. I didn't want to do Mountain Crusher because I didn't want to get rid of Green Storm yet. However, now we will. And then we just poke it, and it's dead. There we go. Hello, Tyranny! Hello, ssaszix! Hello, Dan! Welcome, welcome, welcome. You pulled a second Catchers today. That is very lucky. Let's see. Still recommend Yasmin. Double Catchers. Yep. Leprechaun. Yes. I've been using it for the entire Tower of Doom, and it's been going pretty well. It did up to 26 without really any struggles at all. If you are struggling a little bit due to stats, you might want to go something like Titan to tank up. You won't have the speed of Shaman. However, it'll help you not die since you can take Barrier on Brown. It's not as good as using Shaman from a speed perspective, but it's a lot safer while still being decently quick with that team. And hello, Tyranny! Alright, let's go grab a, what do we even need here? We'll get a mountain in there. We'll take that over first, though, because we can just take a skull right after. Once again, we're getting pretty lucky. We're not having any of those skull reduction towers. Not a single one. Let's see, other than that one battle, but it didn't really come into play that one battle. Hello, Bill! You ran Urskia Shield into double Rowan. Yeah, you are allowed to use Urskia Shield to Rowan. Rowan is Fey, so it does count, so you are allowed to use it. You still have Leprechaun. You can pretty much just build almost a standard Rowan team. The only difference is that you can't use Mirage Queen, because Mirage Queen does not count as Fey. But everything else you can end up using from it, so it does end up working out pretty well too if you need a really cheap option to get through. And of course we'll target out that so we don't have to deal with skull reduction. Yeah, if you really need a cheap option, Urskia Shield, you get for 250 wins on Urskia Hero class, which you get from Urskia. That's pretty easy to obtain, and can be done within several hours. Like you can probably get it done before the end of today potentially, and so you could do it for tomorrow. And also Rowan, of course, you get for free from completing a Forest of Thorns. Only slightly hard part is the Leprechaun. That's not really hard, it's ultra rare. However, there's no guaranteed drop of him anywhere, so you have to just hunt for him. And things like lure keys, gem keys, stuff like that. But most people have him laying around. If you haven't used him yet, definitely do. He's among one of the best troops in the entire game. If we ever made an updated list of that, he'd probably be top 10. He might even be top 5. Let's see. He'd probably be even higher than that, but the problem is he can't be a standalone troop. He obviously just makes other things good. He himself, all on his own, is obviously not good. If you're like 1 versus 1 on against a gnome. However, obviously he's used for synergy and for support. Leprechaun is pretty much number 1. However, in a 1 versus 1 context, it's definitely not. And that's the biggest issue it generally has. But if you ignore that and just pay attention to the overall value of a troop, yes, it's pretty much has the highest value of any troop as far as its actual effective ability. Just because how insanely good it is for mana accumulation. So unfortunately, there was 2 of them there, so we had to go with a little bit of a weirder setup. But it does die here before it gets to cast, which is good because then it gains barrier. As long as it's in first slot gaining barrier, you could theoretically just explode kill it. And since we got Valraven there, boom, 2 more battles. Also, I didn't even claim my 3 orbs. Don't you dare be 3 oranges. Good. Hey, we actually got good stuff for once. Hey, a blue and a purple. We've been doing pretty good this week. We got a major blue from the Tower of Doom as well, while we're doing our really long stream the other day. Also, I still have not recovered sleep-wise from that really long stream. Also, what am I doing? I don't need to do any more Tower of Doom. What I do need to do more of, though, is invasions. And get our other 2/4 battles in there. Best team's 29. I know, I still never made that, did I? We went over it on stream and everything, too. I just never bothered recording the video. I really need to very soon. All the teams are still stood up. And probably still keep them there, too. Like, all of them are still relevant to this day. Which is why we'll still cover the video. Even though it's like 4 months, or almost 5 months into the year. Let's see. We'll do that. Move that over. Grab ourselves some pokes all over the place. I'll slide it down over there for now. He'll just get a big poke right over there. Get the other one right down onto that one right there. Get ourselves a Mountain Crusher. That'll get us all the mana accumulation. Get another one going. Also, our next video that's going to be somewhat guide-like will probably be on next patch. But then again, I don't know. Do we even need to do a video on next patch? Yes, I do. I need to go over a video on how to spend money on the game. Because that's probably like the biggest thing that's actually being revamped. And we haven't done that for a while. How to effectively actually do it, if you're going to bother doing it. Obviously, you can easily still play free-to-play. But quite a few people have been asking about that as well. Alright, let me go and get Explorer in there too. Let's see, where do we go? Yeah, that's like the biggest thing that's actually happening next patch. And of course, we're getting those little daily offer things and a few bug fixes that are really nice. Let's see, we'll go for that for now. Get our pokes all over the place. Thank you for that, Cookie. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, we haven't spent money on this game for like 2 years now, I think. Aside from the Switch version. If you don't count the Switch version, it's been like 2 years. If you count the Switch version, we spent money last year. $70 to get our Switch account going. Just so we could have fun with the beginning economy of the game. And destroy all the things. It was actually a lot of fun that first month. Though then people realized like it wasn't getting updates. And then most people that did go over to Switch, or not most, but quite a few of the initial people, were already playing on other platforms. And eventually everyone just went back to whatever platforms they were already playing on, rather than keeping up with the Switch account. Since it wasn't cross-platform, so you basically had to keep up with 2 accounts. I was like, hello, Dortera, welcome. I'm not sure if there is any person who plays both the Switch version and another version. I'm pretty sure there's still some people that maintain both accounts. Though I feel like the Switch version would be like the secondary account and not the main. Very, very few people probably play on multiple platforms while simultaneously having their Switch as their main. Though they might exist. Though the number is very low. By the second week, you convinced me to switch to PC. That's probably a good decision. I'm pretty sure you did not regret that decision. Oh no. Oh no, the Switch version just... There's just so much bad with it. Like, it's still good. and it's still playable. But just how far it is behind with no even like chance of it probably getting up to date just doesn't sit right with me. And for that, I just don't really care for it as much. Because there's a good possibility due to how Nintendo updates, or you know how they can end up updating for Nintendo for it on Switch, that it is going to be pretty much impossible for the Switch version to ever be up to date to the other versions of the game. And that just really seems weird. And unlike other versions of the game where they like try to catch it up, they don't even seem to be even like attempting to try to catch up to Switch to every other version. Let's see. We'll go for that for now. Our splits in there. We hand out a code, and then we got a lot of farming to do. But you know, I'm just gonna keep it with Explorer team. Might as well. Where's my Explorer team go? Need that Doomsayer free XP. Gotta get it whenever we can. That's hello, analyst. Welcome. Hope you've been doing well. And hello, Isabel. If I didn't already say hi. Yeah, we'll go for that for now. Get our explosions and take our splits and be good to go. What do we get? On to the next one. What do we need? What do we need? Grab all that over. Get our explosions again. See if we can get a blue here. I'll take that from right over there. Oh, could take it out for yellow too, but not like we need it. Actually, yeah, we would have needed it there. In this game mode, we actually wouldn't need that yellow to kill because of the higher stats that they have. Well, let's take that over for now and should be good to go. Dead. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the Switch version of the game. No clue. If we ever have another Q&A, we could probably ask what on earth is up with it. However, given coronavirus, that is probably not happening even this year. So, it could be a while. Let's throw that down, why not? He has 100% score reduction, however, we can still hit through it because of how Doom Skulls work, oddly enough. Let's see. I'll take some blue and that should be a match. A big part of the game is really enjoying and then having Surian slowly steal away the joy of the after update. Let the Switch folks enjoy the game, the good old days. No, I don't feel like it destroys it every single time. There's definitely some things that kind of change it quite a bit. Like, for example, the biggest start of that was when they started adding like the whole sigil system and everything. However, they mostly did that to make a new gem sync because they needed some kind of new gem sync now that kingdoms weren't coming into the game anymore. Because prior to that, new kingdoms were the gem sync. But then they were like, oh, we're not going to be doing any new kingdoms soon. So we need another way to do that. So then they did. And the way that they did it might not have been the best method, but they had to do something for it. Although, because something had to take up for the fact that everyone wasn't... The economy was no longer based on new kingdoms coming into the game. So they needed it based on something else. So it was then events that ended up becoming the new aspect that was the sync for it. Anyways, what was I doing? I need to go and hand out code, because I did say I would do that then. And then we need to go and mess around with farming Explore. Probably Explore 12, as the title mentions. We've been pretty low on gold lately, so I've been wanting to do methods that gain a little bit more gold than normal. Also, that reminds me, I need to go ask Salty for codes. Well, actually, I'll wait till tomorrow night. Though I should probably still do it tonight and then remind her literally every single day leading up to that point. I just don't feel like if I do it today, she'll notice, which is my biggest concern. Which is why I kind of want to do it initially tomorrow, because I know she'll be in the office, or at least working. Obviously, she won't be in the office because they don't go to it anymore because of coronavirus. But, you know, she'd still be working similar hours. Let's see. We'll go for that. Copy. Get herself a paste right over here. Here you guys go. Here is the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com with the game code section. Let me just make sure that's correct. It's all good. And there you guys go. Hello, Liz. Welcome. Glad I can make it. There's the code. Made it right in time for the code. There we go. Yeah, they're adding a new sync through the thing, but it's pretty optional. Unlike guild things, which are more required. At least in bigger guilds anyways. But there you guys go. There's the code. And Liz came right on time for it. And give the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. And there we go. Make sure to claim it, as it only has a few hundred claims. And people do share it with their guilds, which eats up claims very, very, very quickly. Okay, next order of business. Sure. Let's go run Summer Scale 12. Gotta go get ourselves some golds. We're at 1.2k. Hopefully by the end of the stream we'll be closer to 1.5k. Should be almost on top of it. At least that is the goal. Also gaining, hopefully, a Nisha. We've been gaining some Nishas lately. How many Nishas are we up to right now? Total Nisha is at the value of 1 full badge and 2 tokens, meaning 5 tokens. Another 4 tokens, and we shall have ourselves another medal, which we could finally use to go upgrade a mythic if we so choose. However, we will not do that. I do not advise doing that. You generally should not wait until you have at least 9 total mythic medals, Nisha medals, before you really go and upgrade anything. Main reason for this is you'd want to have 3, obviously, in case you ever want to run 3 for your team. However, you also need to carry... Oh, gosh, I'm using the wrong team. Let's just immediately retreat. Fail. Whoops. Whoops. But, wait, where were we? That's not the team I want, is it? That's the team I want. Oh, gosh, I just ruined my train of thought I was saying earlier, though. Fail. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Get our explosions. Get our mountain in there. And then we can go for another mountain in there if we can. Get that rolling. Get ourselves a double kill. And then we can end up getting ourselves the other double kill. And then we'll go from there. Gosh, that's gotta be so bad when I get older. Like saying something, and it's like, oh wait, what was I talking about? It's because, I don't know, I never used to talk a lot in the past, which is why I'm still not like 100% even used to it, because my train of thought goes like all over the place constantly. Let's see, what do we even grab here? Take that for now. Not used to like saying it audibly. Like I can keep a straight train of thought if I'm just thinking, but while I'm talking while thinking, it's hard for me to concentrate on both while also playing. Which makes my thought bubble just derail out of nowhere. Okay, we'll go for that for now. Well, we're getting there on gold. Progress. Yep, no problem for the code. Also, hello Azala! Welcome! Glad I can make it. Spamming the cookie. Hey, Zeddicus! Glad to see you as well. What do we even grab here? We'll go for that for now. And if anyone has any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Do we go for mountain here? Yeah, we'll go for that mountain. Hopefully get full mana on that. You're not going to be 1 mana short. What are you doing? Let's have a drop for that. I don't think I did. Let's go for that and be good to go. Let's see. So we got the twig. Good old Twiggy. We don't need more copies of him, I'm pretty sure. Wait, is he the one who I keep thinking I don't need more copies of, but I need 1 more copy of? I should probably go double check. I feel like there's quite a few pets that are like that. It's like, oh, I already have it maxed, and it's like the actual number is like 1 or 2 away or something. I'll go check after this battle. It's probably the case. We'll find out in a moment. How are you not poisoned yet? Let's go throw a good mountain here, hopefully. We'll find out how good it is in a second. Not that good, apparently. But it gives us extra turn, so it allows us to start rolling. And then we get a nice mountain in there. Get yourself a nice leprechaun. That should definitely be full mana. Unfortunately, no extra turn, but he's dead. Yeah, Switch has the smallest player base, mostly because it started the absolute latest. If it started around even with everything else, it probably wouldn't have had. But the fact that it started way, way, way behind. Every other platform was out for 4 to 5 years when Switch came out. And Switch is only 1 year old. And every platform right now is upwards of 5 years old. Actually, I believe 4.5 for the really last console. I forget which one came in later. But, yeah, like the oldest one prior, or the youngest one prior to Switch was like 4.5 years. And now there's Switch, which has only been out for a year. I believe it came out mid-April last year. So, well, it definitely came out mid-April last year. I forget the exact date, but somewhere around there. And yeah, it just, I don't know, it just didn't really work out. The other platforms were just already so established. So very few people just started on Switch, unless they just happened to see it on Switch. But, you know, a good majority of the player base were already on other platforms. Because it was already on pretty much everything prior to Switch, and then it just came to Switch last. Which reminds me, that's something we didn't play during our very, very long stream. We never played Puzzle Quest. We never did get around to it. We played a lot of games. Puzzle Quest was not one of them. Also, I still feel sore from when we were doing Ring Fit Adventure the other day, by the way. Body's still sore from that. Would I advise using Doomed Axe, Glaceon, Bloodhammer, and Moria for Dooms? That seems like it would work. I'm not sure if that has enough mana accumulation. But I guess once you get it rolling, you could use the mana accumulation off of Doom Skulls to kind of get things accumulated. I just feel like it might be a little bit slow trying to get started. Once it gets started, it can kind of just start destroying things. But that should be perfectly fine. I should be perfectly fine for running the event. And that's another thing that's off. Gosh, my sleep schedule right now is weird, to say the least. Should be repaired by Monday, hopefully. Because I was up till like 6 or 7 a.m. last night. Just because we went to sleep the previous day at like 8 a.m. or something. Due to the stream that went day long. I'll throw that down for now. Yeah, Earth's Fury and the Hiking Iron Gut's definitely worth considering. Any instant kill option generally is pretty good for upscaling. Particularly against the really high Tower of Dooms, like 20 plus, or, you know, floor 20 plus. But yeah, we're pretty low on gold, and we're going to be needing a lot soon. Going to be needing at least another 1 million, if not more, for next Friday. Next Friday, we are getting a new faction. Who knows? Maybe I'll leave it at level 100 and try just doing alpha potions. We'll see. We'll see. Because since I upgraded Sea of Sorrows, we're a little bit lower on potion effects. Or, I mean on gold and treasure to be able to spend less gold. 1 million we'd want, at least at minimum we'd want to go at least 1 million though. So that we can go and throw that into upgrading the Horde, if nothing else. To 100. And 1 million should be able to do it, most likely. Of course, it depends what treasure route we end up going, though. And he's dead. Also, it looks like we're gaining hero level soon. Still trying to make progress on that. We're getting there. Need another 60 levels. And of course, the higher we go up, the more XP we need per level, though. Oh, wow, Drac Savage, congratulations. That is very nice. Very, very nice. I was able to, in Sea of Sorrows, do level 500 Pure Faction multiple times now. With my entire team intact, using no potions. However, that final battle is what always clips you with the really high true damage. That's the reason I'm probably just going to run potions with it. It definitely would be possible to do it. But we just keep getting hit for too much damage initially. We got a really funny run of it while we were doing the really long stream. We almost got it done because we were able to go and get, what's it called? We were able to get, a toad. One of the troops ended up transforming our troop into a toad. And it allowed us to drag the true damage troop the first slot. However, it just made it so we got mana even quicker rather than being able to quick kill him. We had a chance to, but he wasn't able to die quickly, unfortunately. Which was unfortunate because it basically just made us die even quicker from him being able to get his mana. However, if we would have been able to kill him prior to him getting any cast off, it would have probably been clear. Unfortunately, that's not what happened for it. Yeah, you normally think you're pretty good at the game and then you try level 500 pure factions. But level 500 pure factions are near impossible in many situations. Just because of the stat difference. So if you don't really have it that upgraded, you need an absurd amount of luck to even have a chance. And even then, it might not be possible. Well, I could take double red. Don't really need it, but there's nothing else we can go explode here. Some more greens on the board. And then go right into a nice mountain. And he's dead. Luckily got an extra turn there too to speed it up just a little bit. Always helpful. Another arcane. Not like we need more, gosh. We would have been showered in brown red arcane. If I'm not mistaken, we checked the other day, it's our highest trait stone by like 200 to 300 or something. It's getting absurdly high. They said they were thinking about adding a trait stone sink. They still haven't done that. I wish they would. Not sure if they ever will. But we could definitely use it for stacks of thousands of arcanes that we have no use for. Well, you never know. Okay, we'll take that for now. Get our extra turn in there, get our double kill. Beat it again, be good to go. Good, we did get full mana there, so we do still have an exploder, so we can gain full mana this turn, and that is full mana, and he is dead, very much dead. There we go. Anything in the chest? 3 Nishas. Oh, at least we got an Arachnia. And technically a badge upgrade. Not like that matters as much. But it still helps nonetheless. You are 2 big blue orbs away from Zugov? Nice. Very close. Should be able to get it within the next month or 2 then. Maybe even earlier depending on luck. Or how much you're grinding various events. You did Amanthrax Pure Faction 500. Potionless earlier in the week. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I have heard that one is actually one of the easier ones. I was not able to do it with it though. Though I didn't overly upgrade my horde at the time, which might have been why. But I wasn't able to get it without it. However, if you are going to get it, Trent's the best way to do it off of. You get that summon and then you just go all in on Trent. That's the way it gets done. We got a lot of close attempts, but we were never able to get all the way. Gosh, can we get them poisoned? There we go, finally. It took way too long. Let them poke us all good. Get a good mountain in there. Hello, Scout! Welcome! Welcome, welcome. Theoretically, the chance to get a blue, I believe, is 15% or so. Somewhere around there. Sure feels like it's less than that, though. More often than not. But it is around 15%. 1.3 million gold. Oh. Gotta farm it up. We're gonna be needing it. Gonna be needing a lot of it. What are the other percents? Let's see. What was the full breakdown? This isn't exact, but it was approximately 35% for green, 30% for orange, 20% for purple, and 15% for blue. If I'm not mistaken, those were approximately the percents. Not sure if they still hold up. But last I recall, that's what they were. So both green and orange have over a 25% chance. And both blue and purple have under a 25% chance. And blue and green have inverse chance. And orange and purple have inverse chance. As in their distance from 25, I believe, is the same. Oh, why did I take that? Oh, 25, I mean 25%. But yeah, none of them are directly on 25%. But the distance away a blue is from 25% is the distance from green. And the distance in orange is from 25% is the distance from for purple, last I recall. Not sure if anyone has data mined the exact drop rates in the current state of the game. Somewhere probably has somewheres. Come on, good chests. We need it. We still need like half the, another 50 for the one achievement thing. We're currently only at 40, but I believe we have enough spares to get it to higher than that, of course. Out of 100 orbs, 70 are green. I don't think it would be that many normally. You can go on a little bit of a bad streak, but that would be extremely unlucky to get that many bad. Nothing interesting there. At least we get a badge upgrade. Oh, you really need medals. Yeah, Dino and a few others have been doing really good on factions lately. And we're getting to the point where we almost don't need to worry about them anymore. Or, you know, other than new ones. Because we have a new one this Friday. And then as of 3 Tuesdays from now, we will have every kingdom or faction in the game maxed to 2,500. We're getting there. We are getting very, very close. Because next week will be Hall of Guardians. Because we just had All Seeing Eye. Then after that will be, so basically 2.5 weeks. And then after that, or even a little bit less since it's already Saturday. Gosh, losing track of time. But, yeah. As far as the next one's coming up, Hall of Guardians is next week on Tuesday. The following week is going to be Crypt. And then the week after that is the one I actually want. It is the one we actually want. Or at least I want. Sea of Sorrows. And then that point, boom, we are done with them. Forever. No, at least until a new faction comes out anyways. Anyways. Explore 12. Get that gold. At least 1.5 million needs to be allocated towards Monday. And then we're also going to need more for the what's it called? The invasion on Friday. So that means this week we're going to be spending probably around, gosh, at minimum 2.5 million gold. Realistically, closer to 5.5 or 6.5 million gold. That's a lot of gold. Which means you need a farm like this for at least like another 10 hours. Over the course of the next week, particularly by next Friday. If we focus on an hour or two a day, we should easily be able to get it. Even if we're a low ball, like super low ball, let's say 2 hours gives us 500. That would end up making it so, what would be the breakdown for that? So that would end up making it so it's, but the easier way is probably just to see the full amount. What's it come out to? Oh, let me see. What's the math on that? What is the math on that? $26 hours. However, that was super ultra low ball estimate of how much we'd gain per hour. It also doesn't factor in any amount of other gold that we'd be getting during that time. Realistically, if we do it more from a realistic amount that we'd get, let's see. Also, we already have 1.5 million, so I don't even need to include that in it. So let's just do it for 5 million and divide that by 300,000. Alright, and that's a little bit more like it. 16.5 hours or so. But yeah, that sounds like about how much more we'd have to do. We'd have to do about 16.5 more hours of what we're doing right now to have enough gold by this Friday. We'll definitely have enough gold for Monday because we pretty much already have enough for it right now. But beyond that, we'll need to go and get a bit more. So if we break that down, not counting right now, what does that come out to? That comes out to about, let's just say 17 hours. Let's just round it up. That would come out to per day. How many days is that? 1, 2, 5. So yeah, I would have to grind for almost 4 hours a day. 3 to 4 hours a day. Of Explore 12 to reach that amount of gold. Though of course if we're a little short, which we probably will be a little bit short, we could always throw down some glory in a pinch to get 1 million gold. Gold for the new faction? Yes. There's a new faction coming out next Friday. And we'll need gold for it. If I'm going to get it to level 200, we're going to need quite a bit of gold. However, we could always just leave it at 100. However, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, the gold's for the new faction next Friday. And generally speaking, if we're going from 0 to 200, it generally takes about 5 million gold. Give or take about 1 million. With enough sacred treasures, you could theoretically do it in like under 2 million. Closer to 1.5 million, if not a little bit less. However, that's not normally that easy to do. Because the amount of treasure you would need. Which most people generally don't have just laying around. Yeah, it's the next faction is associated to Cinder Mirage. That is correct. Which will finally make Cinder Mirage not have the least amount of troops anymore, I don't believe. Which is kind of funny. It'll be the first time since it has existed in 1.5 years, almost 2 years, that it has not had the least amount of troops of any kingdom. Because if I'm not mistaken, Zoom, as of this new faction next Friday, will actually have less troops than Cinder Mirage. If I'm not mistaken. I'll need to go double check that. But that'll be a nice milestone for Cinder Mirage. Nothing else. Also, are we really one of those little shards short of an entire chest? How's it taunting us with just a single one? Which means we could have probably RNG'd to get that one. Is it hard to get a third weapon from it? I know it's pretty low on weapons. It probably only has like 5 total. And quite a few of them are probably old event weapons. I think only like one of them might have been a normal weapon or 2 of them. I gotta double check. Is it really that hard? I know it has a lot less, obviously, but I gotta double check. So, Cinder Mirage weapon, then we'll go do our little boss battle thingy. Where to go? Cinder Mirage weapon, Sin of the Mirage. Let's see. This, I believe, is... I forget what that is. Is that from hero leveling or what? An old event weapon? Well, this is old. That's an old event weapon. That we got for free, like a month ago. However, it's never been obtainable since. Old event weapon. Obtained from hero class. And Tome of Sin. Yeah, quite a few of those are pretty hard to get, aren't they? Oddly enough, the easiest thing to get there, which is really odd, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, is that Hero Mastery or not? One of these should be. But the easiest one that isn't Hero Mastery related is Sin's Harvest, oddly enough, which is 250 wins on the Mythic. I mean, on the Cinder Mirage hero class, I mean. But yeah, quite a few of those probably would be hard, because they're mostly old event weapons for Cinder Mirage. Which is unfortunate. So it could be one of the first times where you're actually weapon blocked on a kingdom. Which is not good. Oh, sorry, what was your question? Curtis, my bad, my bad. Where'd the question go? At what hero level you say to start completing level 500 factions? Oh no, it depends on how much progress per person, where you'd really start completing them to 500. But I'd probably stay at minimum level 1200. Yeah, I'd probably say level 1200 is when you'd probably start doing it. However, depending on what point in the game you're in, you might decide doing that a little bit later than that. Depends a lot on resources and how much you've been playing. Like if you're a 1200 that has only existed for like a year or less, compared to a 1200 that existed for years. But I feel like around that general level range is where you'd probably start considering it. Maybe not doing literally all of them, but at least considering to do some. Alright, level 1180. Yeah, that's kind of at the point I would say you'd probably think about it. Obviously, you still want to be running them for dailies, especially if you have a good level 20, just so you can camp at level 20 and still get loot and stuff from them. But as far as actually completing them with the 500 pure faction, I feel like around 1200 is about the earliest you really go for it. It could take even later than that. High level 1200 in less than 3 months, yeah. I got my Switch account to almost 1,000 in a month. I think it was only a few dozen levels lower. And I could have easily done it, I just didn't end up doing it. What do we even need here? We'll take that for now. Get our stuff together, Scorpius, and be good to go. Oh gosh, you got a lot of progress, Dinosuit Girl. That is a lot of progress. I didn't realize you got that far that quick. But everyone goes at their own pacing. There is one slight problem with Gems of War, especially if you're playing free-to-play. It is possible to level a little bit too quickly. Although it kind of depends on what kind of guild you're in. But it is possible to level to such a degree that the content around you actually starts getting much harder at a quicker rate. This is most noteworthy for PvP. However, it's one of the reasons why I normally go based on stars on kingdoms as far as progress rather than level. Because there's a huge difference between like a level 1200 that's been playing for years compared to a level 1200 that's only been playing for a couple months. Huge difference between that as far as amount of progress towards account normally. They can still get a lot of good milestones in even if you haven't had as much playtime in. But as you know, a lot of the loot within the game that you get for free and not have to spend gems on or money, you end up accumulating slowly over time. You don't just get it all at once. Like, you can grind a lot of things in this game. However, there are quite a few things that you just naturally get every single week. That some amount of grinding would not necessarily, like, you can end up catching up with grinding. But it's not going to make those weekly things happen any quicker. #1 ranked guild on Xbox, so nice. Yeah, that would explain that much progress then. Yeah, for the entire time I was on Switch, I was on the #1 guild on Switch. For the time that I was on Switch. And it definitely helps a lot. It'd be pretty hard to get into the bigger guilds though. Currently we're not in the #1 guild, but that's because we're in our own guilds. And if I wasn't, I probably would try being in a #1 guild, or at least something similar. Though they have some pretty high requirements though. Like requirements that I generally don't even hit on an average week. Unless I was to actually go out of my way to do it. Or I should have taken an extra turn, why did I not? It's like the main thing I need and I didn't even grab it. Fail. Fail strong. I'm still a little bit tired right now. We'll probably wrap up after we get our next chest. Probably need to go to bed a little bit early. I'll probably still stay up for a few hours because I'm still like... I'm both tired and awake at the same time. It's a weird combination. It is a very weird combination. But I need to get my sleep schedule back to normal after that stream. This is why I normally don't like using 24-hour streams or like really long streams. Because it'll ruin my sleep schedule for at least days. What requirements do you normally hit in a week? Normally around 2 million gold, though I've been doing slightly less, at 1.5 million lately. But normally about 2 million gold or so, if not more. Normally around, like, what, 500 to 1,000 trophies, depends how much we're really playing. Normally, I'd actually probably say close to 1,000. So it depends on the week, and what we have going on that week, and how much I'm doing specifically Gems of War on that week. But I'd say it's around 500 to 1,000 trophies. And normally around 2 million gold. And, yeah, those are like the main two things that you tend to track. And obviously max seals. Max seals is just a given. Pretty much any active player will just naturally automatically get max seals every week. Hello, Luxengel. Welcome. Yeah, let's go check what those numbers are right now. Actually curious. Guild. Roster. Claim those. Also, did that go down? No, that's where we were already. No, we didn't go down. Otherwise, we need to go do some trophy grinding across the guild. So, our current numbers are 1,650 donated. Obviously, max seals. And 1,507 trophies. Why is that so high? I guess we've been playing a lot of events between Evasion, Tower of Doom, and just the normal battles we've been doing. Seems higher than normal this week. But those are our numbers right now. But on average, this is probably around 500 to 1,000. Probably close to 1,000. Max and 2 million. So obviously we do more in some weeks. And generally I always hit at least 1.5 million. Oh, so we did do all tasks, right? We should have. We better be by now. Yeah, we did. Just making sure. I already claimed all those. Yeah, we'll get one more chest and probably wrap it up then. Well, hello, Gustavo! $3 million gold max seals and 7,200 trophies. That's what you do on Xbox every single week. Oh gosh, that's quite a bit. Yeah, I don't think I've ever hit 10 million trophies since this new format. I've done over 5,000 a couple times, but I don't think I've ever hit over 10,000. And my average is probably around like 1,500. Even though we normally do closer to 1,000. Your top guide is 10 million gold and 5,000 to 9,000 trophies. Oh my. That is a lot. So theoretically, if you put in a time, that wouldn't be too bad. If we did what we're doing right now, the amount of time that we'd have to do it for to get those same numbers are around probably close to 40 hours. Wait, did I do that math right? It's around 30 to 40 hours to get those numbers. Yeah, it's closer to 30 hours than it is to 40, that's for sure. Yeah, it's about 30 hours a week of grinding. It depends what method you're doing. Because some give more trophies than gold, and some give more gold than trophies. Fancy a job as a Chinese Gems of War farmer. I keep making jokes during Animal Crossing streams that we should go and farm for Raymond. There's a character in Animal Crossing New Horizons worth more than the game itself. He retails pretty easily at like $100 or so. Which is pretty absurd. I'm not sure why he's so popular, but the reason he's so much is he doesn't have an amiibo card. And probably won't for a while, given coronavirus. And for whatever reason, he's just the most favorited character in the game. Of all the new characters that came in the game. Where would you even retail an Animal Crossing character? Probably somewheres like eBay or somewheres. I'm not even sure where you could even try doing it other than eBay. Because most trading forums, like the Discord, obviously there's no real world trading. It's just for in-game resources, which is how I do all my trading, if I ever do trading. Let's see, we'll do that for now. What animal is Raymond? It's a cat. Which I can go show what it looks like. It's a cat that has like those two colored different eyes. I know, eBay in 2020. I stopped using eBay probably in around 2016 or so, I think. Actually, maybe a little bit longer than that. I still needed it in college for the Lego things I was getting. But, yeah, about 2016. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, 2016. 2015 or 2016 was probably the last time I ever used eBay. And I needed it for work. For flea marketing. But anyways, what was I just about to do? Oh yeah, I was gonna bring up an image of Raymond. Just randomly. Let's go see if I can find one real quick. Yeah, this character. If you see this character in Animal Crossing, you just found a wallet of money. Or at least enough in-game resources to never need to worry about Nook Mile tickets ever again. Because he sells for like 1,000 to 3,000 Nook Mile tickets. Let's see. Let me see if I can find an image of him. It's this little cat right here. But if you find this in Animal Crossing, you should definitely sell it to someone. Maybe not for money, but for at least for in-game resources, because he's worth a lot for whatever reason. There he is. There's an image of him. Why is this the only image I can find of him? If I typed in, I just typed in Raymond. If I did Raymond Animal Crossing, it would probably bring up a better image. Let's see. That's funny. The link I literally clicked on is Raymond is blowing up the Animal Crossing villager black market. Millions of bells, hundreds of Nook Mile tickets, actually thousands. If you can get them for hundreds, you just gotta steal. Or an array of villagers, all in a single cat. Yeah, he's like absurdly expensive. It's insane. Anyways, that's not what I wanted. Give me an image of him. Let's see. Copy image. Actually, why don't I just save the image? No, not the link. Save the image. Save image as desktop. Raymond. Save. Let's see. Make a thingy on the thingy. But yeah, if you see this character, you have made bank. No, obviously it's not a lot of money, but still, it's a lot of in-game resources, if nothing else. Where did my image go? That's not what I want. I want a... No, add a new one. Add source, browse. Where's the Raymond? But yeah, this cat, for whatever reason, I have no clue why people like him so much. This cat. If you see this cat in Animal Crossing, he's worth a lot. Sell him for nothing less than 1,500 Nook Mile tickets. Yeah, he's RimWorld traded like crazy. But you should sell him no less than 1,500 Nook Mile tickets. He's really hard to get though, because you would need to have an empty spot on your island, which you can only maintain for 1 day without time traveling. And you would also need to use hundreds of Nook Mile tickets to try to find him. And even then, it's not a guarantee that you would find him. And it would take hours upon hours upon hours to try to find him. Which is why he's worth so much. And now he's just really popular for whatever reason. I don't know why. Anyways, in other news, let me go take this pet if I still need copies of it. Hey, I am right. That is one of the pets that I keep saying, oh, I already got it maxed, but I don't have it maxed. Let me go get some copies of it, because I keep saying that. Everyone loves Brain. The old TV show. Let's see. We'll take that for now. Let's see. I'll take that over. Grab all the reds we need. And then we go right back into key, and luckily we have double kill right off it. If anyone still has any other questions, let me know. Because after we finish out the pet, we'll probably wrap up for now. Take the green over there. Get her destroy. Key to key. Be good to go. Okay. Let's see. Grab our golds. Get a, what else we need to move around? Take our green right over there. Get a key to key. And let's drop that for the resources. Get over mana we need. Will there only ever be 1 point of magic you can ever receive from delves? Yes. But how delves are currently set up, due to there only being 34 kingdoms and the amount of points that you would need in the current state of the game, there should only ever be +1 magic from delves, which is obtained at, I think what you said is correct. I'm not actually sure what number it's at. Yeah, 44,000 sounds about right. But yes, due to how it is scaled relative to the amount of factions we'll eventually have, 34, it is actually, we will only ever actually get in the current state of the game, assuming it keeps going the exact same way, we will only be getting 1 single magic from delves. We'll be getting a lot more other stats, but 1 magic total is the only magic we would get from it. I think we'd be 2 factions short, if I'm not mistaken, of another magic. It's either 1 or 2 factions short. But yes, that is correct. So if you have the +1 magic from delves, that is the max amount of magic delves will likely ever give. And it requires around 44,000 rep. I forget if that's the exact amount, but yeah, if that is the amount, then yes, that's the requirement for it. It's around 44,000, sounds right. Yeah, it is at 44,000. But yeah, that's the last one you'd ever get. So you would need another 2 factions to be added to the game to have enough. Because we would need 88,000. So that means they would have to have added 2 kingdoms to the game within that time. Which you never know, it could happen. One could be for the Otherworld area, and then another one could be for, I don't know, some reason. Maybe they do another localization of some kind. Another language. I still haven't done Japanese and a few others that are decently prevalent, especially given that they're on Switch. Which I kind of do find kind of weird, because they actually have their Puzzle Quest games were all translated in Japanese, because they were all originally released on Nintendo platforms, like the DS coming, for example, Puzzle Quest, the original Puzzle Quest, first one, was released initially on the DS exclusive. Which is why I had Japanese translation. But Gems of War actually doesn't have it, surprisingly. It's one like the bigger languages that it doesn't have. How convinced are you that an Otherworld area is coming in 5.0? Probably 90%. I wouldn't say 100%. But it's close to 90%, if not higher. Oh, good, we got 2 copies. We still need 2 more, though. But, yeah, so very high percent. Like, it is very, very likely. There's obviously a chance it might not happen. But it is extremely likely. Like, if there was to be any big feature, the big feature that is likely coming at the highest percent chance is another world. Kind of like Underworld, but different. Obviously, enough different to justify it being a whole different world. Yeah, that is, of course, true. Though they did have to retranslate all the new content, though. When Puzzle Quest was released on Switch for the HD remake, they added 100 quests, several of which had new dialogue. And assuming that dialogue was translated correctly into all the languages, yeah, they still have to spend it for it. But yeah, it's not like a reoccurring thing. Like Gems of War, they would literally have to spend more money constantly. Like every few months, they would have to do the few months ahead of time and get it all translated. So yeah, it is a reoccurring cost rather than just a static cost for the most part. Unless they do DLC for, you know, Puzzle Quest and stuff like that, which they have done a couple times, and then need to translate all that. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna be heading. Yeah, it's probably gonna be called an overworld. You never know. The underworld and then the overworld. It would make sense. If they were to name it anything, overworld would kind of be kind of funny, because, you know, it would work. However, they actually call the Crystara many times the overworld because it's above the underworld, so it's technically the world over the underworld, the overworld. Technically, relative to it, it is the overworld, but it's mentioned that way occasionally. The heavens word. But we'll just have to wait and see. But there is a good chance we'll get a 3rd area next patch. Or sorry, 5.0, not next patch. Next patch is coming likely next Tuesday, and it's just going to have a bunch of shop updates and a few other things, and some really nice bug fixes that we've been needing for a while, particularly to the Explore one that makes it lag. But the update after the one coming next week will be the one that would hopefully be bringing that, though we still don't know. Darker Star. Darker Star is already in the game right there. Boom. Also, that means we'll probably get a new map and everything too, which which would be kind of cool. See what they do for it. Let's see. Which kingdom would access it? They'd likely add a new kingdom, which would also be kind of interesting. Because they added a new kingdom for Underworld. They added Sinner Mirage for the release of Underworld. So if they were ever to add a new kingdom, they would probably go and they'd probably do it for the next world, which could happen 2 patches from now. Divine race. There already is a divine race. There's literally a divine typing already in the game. And many of the gods in the game already have that divine typing. It's one of the reasons I kind of stopped making mythics like that, because so many were becoming divine and daemon. So they had to start doing other ones. However, now they're starting to make too many of them elemental, which is making Mirage Queen just absurdly valuable. And it's so easy to obtain too, which is nice. Which makes them a lot more accessible to newer players. Like if a newer player gets one of the more recent good elemental mythics, they're pretty much good to go because of how easy it is to get Mirage Queen with a 50% mana start. Since you can just get it from factions, which are a really easy way to obtain troops. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. A divine daemon. Talk about an oxymoron. I know, right? That's a weird combination. Though there are some divine daemons in the game, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the full list, but I'm pretty sure there's a few that fall under that category. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, about an hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be going over the spoilers for the week. And hopefully on Tuesday, we will have a patch. And then we can go over everything with 4.9 on Tuesday night. And on Monday, we'll just be chilling with the event. And on Sunday, we'll just be going over spoilers going into the following week. Other than that, we will have a Animal Crossing stream to some capacity tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll find red so we can get some museum art. And our museum will be upgraded as well that day. And yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. We'll also have our bushes grown. So we'll see what we could do with those. I'm not sure you can actually pluck them or anything, but we could obviously decorate with them. Have some fun with that. Put it in our little museum garden and go from there. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe from the virus. And practice safe social distancing out there. And stay safe at work if you still have to work. And we'll catch you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Goodbye, everyone.